Next on Worcester News tonight, weather conditions pose a challenge to firefighters battling flames at a home in Millbury. Plus, a new initiative to keep storm drains in the Blackstone Valley clean. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. Members of the Mount Carmel Preservation Society file a civil suit in hopes of saving the former church, even with the wrecking ball seemingly around the corner. Demolition crews have already begun removing artifacts from the interior of the building, but the group of preservationists claim the Diocese of Worcester has breached the conditions of Mount Carmel's deed, and it is now legally owned by the state of Massachusetts. The group filed their suit in Worcester Superior Court, which says the state's Environmental Policy Act requires state agencies to review the case before demolition of a historic structure. A pilot program equipping some Worcester police officers with body cameras is getting closer to becoming a reality. Worcester police say an Arizona company has donated 20 body cameras and accessories for the department's 6-month pilot program. The program will involve 20 officers from the Operations, Neighborhood Response Team, and Traffic Division. City Councilor Christian King is a supporter of the body cams and says they improve the trust between people in the city and its officers.
So that the police department can learn from things that go well and things that don't go so well. I also think it'll allow for the community to see in real time quality engagement from our Worcester Police Department to our citizens.
The City Council is expected to vote on the program Tuesday night. Crews battle a fire inside a Millbury home Monday afternoon. The fire department says the conditions in and around the single-family home made it difficult to put out the flames. Our Cam Jandro has the details. Cam?
Millbury Fire Chief Richard Hamilton says when they arrived on scene, heavy smoke was pouring out of this home, and while the fire was already a challenge, things could have gotten a lot worse fast.
Firefighters in Millbury battle a fire in a South Oxford Road home Monday.
The occupant was sleeping, woke up, found a stove on fire, tried to put it out, got some severe burns.
The occupant was transported to the hospital to be treated for those burns. Millbury Chief Richard Hamilton says crews responded around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and initially there was not enough water to knock down the flames.
So one challenge for us is there's no water in this area. So as soon as we got here, we had to determine where we could get water from. So Oxford was called immediately, and Sutton for their tankers.
Hamilton says hoarder-like conditions were also an obstacle for firefighters.
The fire had its difficulties because of the fact that we had trouble entering the house because of the conditions. Our crews did make a good job in managing to get through there to get to the source of the fire.
Now, Chief Hamilton says one firefighter did face a medical problem while he was on scene. He was taken to a local hospital, but Chief says that was just a precaution. Anna.
Thanks, Cam. Well, a Northbridge woman is making a big name for herself, teaching others the art of green cleaning. For Earth Day, Leslie Rakert stopped by the Blackstone Valley Heritage Corridor to teach and encourage people to use household items instead of store-bought chemicals to clean. She's been featured on national television, showing people they can clean just as well or better with many items they already have in their pantry.
I wrote a book and it has 101 recipes on things that you can make, cleaning products. But the basics are vinegar, baking soda, you can use hydrogen peroxide, all those different things that, things that you're using, like you can brush your teeth with hydrogen peroxide, so it's nice and safe.
Rakert says it's not only the safer way to clean, but also the more cost-effective way.
Yes, but I don't want people to think that because I want them to go green that there's more money involved, because sometimes that happens with green products. You have to spend a little more to save a little more to really make the earth a better, safer place. But when it comes to green cleaning, you don't.
Rakert says she's done studies and switching to green cleaning can save you thousands of dollars. There's an initiative to clear the storm drains in the Blackstone Valley during Storm Drain Awareness Month. Bonnie Combs from the Blackstone Heritage Corridor filed for the proclamation after seeing this storm drain filled with debris. It's fueled her to spearhead the Adopt a Storm Drain campaign. Her vision is to have people choose a storm drain on their street, in their town, or where they work and try to keep it clean.
Maybe work with me on getting it marked so that other people are aware that all the litter and pollutants actually drain to a waterway. It could be a local river, a stream, and then end up down in the bay, and that's how we get Plastic Ocean.
Combs says the volunteers will map and mark the storm drain, learn what local waterway it drains into, and to help make sure it remains clear of debris. To get involved, you can contact the Blackstone Heritage Corridor. Well, things are slowly getting back to normal at many Stop and Shop stores across the area as thousands of workers head back to work. The two sides reached a tentative agreement, and both the supermarket chain and the United Food and Commercial Workers Union call it a win. Our Chandler Walsh has the latest. Union workers are back to work inside Stop and Shop stores. A tentative deal ended the strike Easter Sunday, 11 days after 31,000 supermarket employees across New England walked off the job.
I had a text her. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, is it true? I just broke down in tears. I just couldn't believe it. I'm so happy.
Debbie Berganza and Beverly Doonan work at the Shrewsbury store. Both say getting back to work is a relief. They have plenty to do, and inside, it's all hands on deck.
A lot of cleaning, getting the departments back to normal, produce and floral. We'll have our first deliveries on Thursday.
Stop and Shop says the tentative agreements include increased pay, continued health coverage, and pension benefits for eligible associates. In Worcester, loyal customers like Diane Torres are happy to be back.
I'm a home health aide and I come shopping for my patients and stuff. So yeah, I come here like at least 3 times a week.
But shoppers say some shelves and sections are bare.
I was like in shock because I never saw the supermarket so empty. Like when I went in there and I saw it, like, oh my God, this cannot be happening.
Their prepared foods, there was nothing out, and their produce is pretty empty.
Berganza and Doonan say they're trying to get back to their routine. They say the long, hard hours picketing was well worth it.
This is family. We're stronger than ever right now, and we got through this.
The United Food and Commercial Workers Union says the agreement is a powerful victory. They say it preserves health care and retirement benefits, provides wage increases, and maintains time-and-a-half pay on Sunday for current members. In Shrewsbury, Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight. More than 40 families are displaced from their homes when a fire broke out in Sturbridge on Easter Sunday. Several crews from surrounding towns helped battle the flames. Now the American Red Cross is helping the families. Our Brady Schaefer has those details.
Chris Ortega and his family woke up to the sound of fire alarms Easter Sunday.
Didn't realize what was going on, but we grabbed everybody, saw smoke coming up in the hallway, and just ran out.
Ortega, his wife, and 4-year-old daughter are among 40 families displaced by the 3-alarm fire at their Main Street apartment complex. He says his unit suffered slight damage and his family is staying at a nearby hotel for the time being.
It was kind of rough, not a way to start an Easter holiday, but one thing I do have to say is that the Red Cross, the firefighters, and even the local restaurants all came together to feed the families and help out.
Christopher Ray is the Central Massachusetts American Red Cross Disaster Program Manager. He says they were able to offer assistance to 21 households Sunday. Many others were away for the holiday weekend.
For us here in Central Massachusetts, this was a larger incident, about 42 units affected. It was really quite a tragedy over the holiday weekend. Families are affected, households are affected, and we do our best to meet them right then and there in that moment.
The Red Cross, along with local and state agencies, is setting up a recovery center Tuesday at the town's senior center. Ray says it isn't done often, but it's needed because of how many people were affected.
Usually we can work with clients individually. At this scale, it's a lot easier to bring everyone to the same place, and we just, in a coordinated fashion, direct people to where they need to go. Get them the services that they need in a single place.
Everything from new living arrangements to clothing will be available. Ortega says the situation is unfortunate, but he's thankful for all the help.
Just have done a phenomenal job. Glad everybody's safe, and God bless everybody that was involved.
The Sturbridge Fire Department says one resident did receive a minor injury but is doing okay today. They also say the cause of the fire was determined to be the improper disposal of a smoking material. Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
Worcester's crime rate continues its downward trend for another year in 2018. Arrests were down more than 12% from the previous year. There were 5 homicides in the city in 2018, matching 2017 as one of the lowest numbers in decades. Other violent crimes and property crimes dropped as well. Stabbings and slashings were one of the only categories to see an increase. The department says the statistics show crime reduction programs are working.
They also have all kinds of programs to try to reduce the number of people who become criminals. Some of the gang units programs, the PAL athletics, the gang camp, all kinds of other things. So it's a kind of a two-pronged approach we have, and I think it's been tremendously effective over the last 5 years. Crime rates have plummeted. 2017 was the best year we had on record, and 2018 was dramatically better.
Lieutenant Sean Murtha says the department plans to add more programs in the future to help reduce crime. Worcester's first recreational marijuana dispensary is set to open next week. Good Chemistry on Harrison Street has been open for medical marijuana sales since August. The company received final approval to open recreationally from the Massachusetts Cannabis Control Commission on Friday. For the initial opening period, customers will be required to pre-register for an appointment through an online registration system to access the dispensary.